Hello and welcome to Reopen the Gate, the Guiders Against Trans Exclusion official podcast. We are your hosts, Lo. I use they, she pronouns.
And L, I use she, her pronouns.
So we wanted to start this podcast as a way to talk directly to our community, but also to highlight the kind of key discussions going on about inclusion and how our gate community can be proactive in an ever-changing world.
Yeah, so what is this podcast going to be? Well, firstly, we want to explain a little bit about what we're doing in this actual podcast. So each episode, we will be exploring a different area of our GATE community and showing how our community can fight for inclusion, especially for our trans siblings in guiding. This first episode is just a wee introduction, a little trial for us to work out logistics and see how we're going to go on moving forward. But please stay tuned and subscribe to get updates about when we post new episodes. We have so many new fun ideas coming, so many interviews and stuff, and we're really excited for what happens next. Hello, what is GATE?
Well, Guiders Against Trans Exclusion, or GATE, started as a community of Girlguiding members, volunteers, and parents, or friends, who disagree with the decision that Girlguiding made. If you've somehow missed it and you just stumbled across this podcast, Girlguiding made the decision on the 2nd of December to exclude trans girls and women from joining Girlguiding, which was heartbreaking to us because Girlguiding has been trans exclusive since 2017. But
Yeah.
I was probably among one of the first to send a fairly upset and angry voice note to some of my other queer friends.
Yeah, we all kind of got a shockwave when the announcement was made, and what started as just angry voice notes between people in our kind of outer guiding community and our queer friend groups became a lot of voice notes, very angry voice notes at that, which turned into a very powerful group chat, which turned into a huge community. And how many people do we currently have on our community and socials?
We have around 3,500 on Instagram, which is my personal baby for gay, and I'm very proud of it. We also have Blue Sky accounts, and we've got this YouTube channel, which we hope to be using a lot more often, as well as a Facebook group and page. And we're always trying to figure out how else we can contact people, like this podcast.
So we have thousands of members community wide in just over a month of functioning. So this is more than we ever expect, and we're so excited with what we've been up to and what we're going to be doing next.
So, what have we actually accomplished so far?
So it's been a little over a month. I think it's a month and 2 days to be precise at the time of filming. But we have done a lot. Our community grew so much faster than we expected, and
Definitely.
it has become more of an association than just a community at this rate. We've had a very successful petition with over 3,500 signatures on it to try and
Thousand.
thousand. We've had 35,000, sorry, signatures getting people to try and get guiding to become trans inclusive again. We've also had three protests already take place, one in London, one in Sheffield, and one in Edinburgh, where we had hundreds of people join us in person with beautiful handmade signs showing their solidarity and their support for our trans siblings, which was so much fun. What else?
We have three more protests, two of which will have happened by the time this podcast goes out, but one is on the 17th if you're anywhere near Manchester. And if you're not able to make any of our in-person events, we also have Gate Online, which is based on our social media. You can write letters to your MPs or your representatives and to Girl Guiding to let them know your personal thoughts. We are collecting people's testimonies. We've got hundreds of testimonies from people from allies to people who have been personally affected by this policy change. And we've also got some more fun things like designing badges for a virtual camp blanket.
Yeah. And speaking of badges, of course, in guiding fashion, we couldn't resist, and we have had so many badges already released. So we had some made for the first protest, that first outbreak of people who joined us. We've also just released our new fancy smancy website, which you can go on at this current moment in time and order pin badges with our lovely little logo. some new freshly made patches for your camp blankets, and one about risk assessing our revolution, which has been a little bit of our slogan since we got this started. We've also had a huge response of people signing a letter with intent to resign, saying that they don't feel that guiding is a safe and inclusive community for them anymore, and they are thinking or considering leaving to try and make their voices heard because they just don't feel the community reflects that anymore. And that's not including all the people who have already left or immediately had handed in their resignation on the day that it happened or the following week. So we've got about 350 signatures on that intent to resign right now. And we know there's so many more people who are out there considering it. So we're going to be talking about a little bit more about those considerations in the next podcast. So there's lots of fun things that are going to be coming up, including something new. Lauren, if you want
Yeah.
to say?
On top of our very exciting interviews that we have planned for next week, I know I'm very excited to speak to some of the people
Yeah,
actually having thoughts about this because as Gate, we're trying to stay neutral despite our own opinions.
yeah.
But we also have our future campaign coming out on the 19th, I believe. For how you can get even more involved with Gate. You can follow along on our Instagrams and everything like that for when it officially launches. And yeah, I don't want to say too much. We're just very
Yeah,
excited about it and
we're
stay tuned
very
for more.
excited. What?
Okay, so in order to have a big impact, we want to all work together as a huge community. So each time we do one of these kind of podcast episodes, our socials and our podcast will have a sort of call to action. Basically, just something we're working on that we want you all to get involved with. They'll typically have a similar focus as our episodes, but they may just be something that we want you guys to work towards.
Yeah. So for our first ever episode, we have a very simple, very casual call to action, and that is just to join us on socials. Check out our fancy new website, see what we have planned in this new year of 2026. Order some badges if you think that any call out to you. We know that we're very excited to add them to our camp blankets. And
Absolutely.
keep an eye out for the protests that are maybe happening near you. Maybe you didn't know that Manchester's having one in the 17th. So have an idea of what's going on with us. Keep track of what we're doing because we have so much fun stuff coming up and we're really excited to share it with you. Um, Going forward, we also want to be able to answer your questions on the podcast too. So if you have something that you want us to discuss on Reopen the Gate, or any questions you want to ask, please comment below or keep an eye out for our Q&As on Instagram and other socials because we're very active on there. I don't think Lo has left socials for like a month, so we're always around and kicking for any questions that you may have. And yeah, we're just super excited to get this launched. Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in to our first episode of Reopen the Gate. This was just a little trial run pilot kind of episode for us to get our feet in the water, check if you guys actually want to hear from us. We
Yeah.
really hope you do. If you liked what you heard, make sure to subscribe and stay updated for the following episodes. Like we said, next week we'll be interviewing some of our community members over whether or not leaders should stay in Girlguiding or resign and leave the organisation. So lots of very interesting topics coming up. Anything
Yeah.
else I need to add before we go?
No, I think that's it. Again, this is just a very quick hello. This isn't like a formal episode, and we're going to try and keep things as casual and relaxed as possible so that you guys can interact with us as much as possible. So please, as we said, just give us wee comments, make requests. We have like the next 4 or 5 episodes completely ready to go. So just get in touch with us, keep in contact with us because you guys build this community and we're so excited to see what's going to happen next. So yeah, thank you guys so much and we'll see you next week for the next episode of Reopen the Gate. Bye!